Press TV is a 24-hour English-language news and documentary network, affiliated with Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting. IRIB is state-owned but independent of the Iranian government in its management. The IRIB is a legal TV and radio broadcaster inside Iran. Press TV is headquartered in Tehran, Iran, but has offices and bureaus around the world, including London, Beirut, Damascus, Kabul, and the Gaza Strip. Press TV began broadcasting HD TV on the Hotbird satellite cluster since January 13, 2014. Background: Then Press TV CEO Mohammad Sarafraz said in a June 2007 press conference that, since September 11, Western bias has divided the media into two camps. Those that favor their policies make up one group and the rest of the media are attached to radical Islamic groups like Al-Qaeda. We want to show that there is a different view. Iran, and the Shias in particular, have become a focal point of world propaganda. From the media point of view, we are trying to give a second eye to Western audiences. The network's official vision is to heed the voices and perspectives of the people of the world. Build bridges of cultural understanding. Encourage human beings of different nationalities, races and creeds to identify with one another. Bring to light untold and overlooked stories of individuals who have experienced political and cultural divides firsthand. Sarafraz explained that our experience tells us that pictorial reflection of news and the use of images are more effective than discussion and analysis. History of website and satellite TV launch. The network's website launched in late January 2007. Test satellite transmissions were conducted in late April 2007. The launch date of the channel is July 3, 2007. On March 18, 2009, Press TV launched a new website with a modified graphical user interface. Press TV upgraded to 16:9 widescreen format on November 17, 2011, being the first Iranian network to upgrade its feed to this format, and the second international news network based in the Middle East to do so, after Al Jazeera English. Funding and management. Press TV is state-funded and is a division of the Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting. IRIB is independent of the Iranian government, but is said to be close to the country's conservative political faction, especially the elite Revolutionary Guards. Its head is appointed directly by the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Press TV headquarters are located in Tehran, Iran. The annual budget of Press TV is 250 rials. Coverage. Press TV offers round-the-clock news bulletins every half hour, a series of repeating commentary programs and round-table panel discussions, as well as documentary-style political films. In May 2009, Press TV CEO Mohammad Sarafraz announced that Press TV would provide viewers with more newscasts while cutting down on its news analysis programs. Press TV was created for the purpose of presenting news, images and arguments, especially on Middle Eastern affairs, to counter the news coverage that appears on broadcasts such those of BBC World News, CNN International and Al Jazeera English. According to MediaChannel.org, the government aims to use Press TV to counter what it sees as a steady stream of Western propaganda against Iran as well as offer an alternative view of world news. By launching an English-language television network to promote an Iranian perspective of the world, together with an Arab-language station, the ALll News Network, the Iranian government said it hoped a way to address a global audience exposed to misinformation and mudslinging as regards the Islamic Republic of Iran. The two networks focus on difficult issues in the Middle East such as the United States' unregistered trademark occupation of neighboring Iraq and the Shiite question. Currently, viewers can watch Press TV in the English, Arabic, and Spanish-language versions of its sister networks iFilm and Hispan TV on numerous free-to-air satellites worldwide. Official satellite footprint maps and satellite enthusiast maintain transponder change notifications are also available and may at times be necessary to consult. Controversies. Press TV has been the subject of allegations of anti-Semitism. In October 2012, the Anti-Defamation League issued a report detailing what it says are examples of Press TV broadcasting anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and opinions. The report criticizes Press TV for interviewing or providing commentary space for a number of individuals described by the report as American anti-Semites, conspiracy theorists and Holocaust deniers, who help amplify the Iranian regime's hateful messages. The station has been criticized for anti-Americanism, and uncritical embrace of conspiracy theories. For British journalist Nick Cohen, the station is a platform for the full fascist conspiracy theory of supernatural Jewish power, and for commentator Douglas Murray it is the Iranian governmental unregistered trademark as propaganda channel. In a 2011 interview on Press TV, George Galloway, Press TV's UK presenter and former British MP, has responded to Cohen and others, stating that Press TV challenges the prevailing orthodoxy by providing an outsider perspective on the truth and a voice for the otherwise voiceless. Mehdi Hassan of the New Statesman has argued that engaging with Iran, no matter who is in charge in Tehran, is a prerequisite for peace and progress in the region. The very fact that Press TV is Iranian-owned makes it the ideal English-language platform on which to do so. The BBC journalist Linda Presley has described Press TV as pro-Palestinian, opposed to sanctions against Iran, and critical of Western foreign policy. Nick Ferrari, a former presenter of one of Press TV's shows, told The Times that Press TV's unregistered trademark as news coverage had been or reasonably fair until the 2009 election but not any longer. Removal from Western and Asian satellites. In July 2013, Press TV and other Iranian channels were removed from several European and American satellites, allegedly because of the Iran sanctions, even though an EU spokesman told the channel that these sanctions do not apply to media. In November 2012, the Hong Kong-based AsiaSat took Iranian channels off air in East Asia, and in October 2012 Eutelsat and Intelsat stopped broadcasting several Iranian satellite channels, though the Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting managed to resume broadcasts after striking deals with smaller companies based in other countries. Personnel. Sarafraz announced at the broadcast channel's launch press conference that Press TV intended to have correspondents in cities outside Iran, as well as 4 correspondents covering the Israel-Palestine conflict from Gaza, Ramallah and Al-Quds. He announced that many of Press TV's foreign-based staff and freelance correspondents would be non-Iranians and that training for some of the staff had been provided by a BBC employee. Iran staff The majority of live debate-driven and current affairs programs such as Four Corners, Fine Print, The Middle East Today, and The Link, produced in Iran and at Press TV's main studios, from 2007 till 2013, were either presented or hosted by Shahab Mossavat, Amir Arfa, Susan Modarres, and Jubin Zorvan. The current news anchors include Kaveh Ave, Sheena Shirani, Kanaz Fatima, Badia Honada, Wak Rizvi, Matsi Hashimi, Daniel Arya. Former news anchors included Afshin Ratansi, Saeed Pourreza, Chris Gelkan, Nargis Mobalegi, Arash Zohadi, Homer Lesgi, Hassan Tavakali. North American staff International correspondents Press TV hires freelance journalists including Lizzie Phelan in Managua. UK base, Press TV began its activities in London during 2007. Roshan Mohammed Salih was Press TV's London news editor and chief correspondent. Other London correspondents include Amina Taylor and Isa Ali. Maya Bagheri and UK licence revocation In June 2010, Channel 4, the British broadcaster, transmitted a programme featuring Mazia Bahari, a documentary maker and Newsweek contributor, who was arrested while covering the Iranian presidential election in 2009, and held in custody for 118 days. He alleged that a Press TV 10-second interview and confession had been preceded by torture, and was given under the threat of execution. Bahari, now a British resident, complained to Ofcom, the regulatory authority for the telecommunication industries in the United Kingdom. In May 2011, Ofcom ruled that Press TV was responsible for a serious breach of UK broadcasting rules by airing the 10-second interview with Mazia Bahari, accepting that it had been obtained under duress while he was held in a Tehran jail. Press TV rejected Ofcom's findings and accused Buhari of being an ALll contact person. A fine of £100,000 was eventually imposed in November 2011, reversing an initial decision to revoke Press TV's licence. Press TV responded, "The British royal family exercises an overarching power over all branches in the political system of the UK, including the government and the Parliament, as well as on Ofcom." At the beginning of December, the Observer journalist Nick Cohen called for Ofcom to revoke the station's broadcast licence, not only because behaviour towards Mazia Buhari, but in addition. If whites ran Press TV, one would have no difficulty in saying it was a neo-Nazi network. It welcomes British Holocaust deniers such as Nicholas Colostrom, fascist ideologues such as Peter Rushton, the leader of the White Nationalist Party, an organisation that disproves the notion that the only thing further to the right of the BNP is the war. On January 20, 2012, Press TV's licence to broadcast in the UK was revoked by Ofcom. The investigation into the Buhari case had revealed the applying company's direct connection to Tehran, and that editorial control came from there. An invitation to change this in the licence had not been taken up by Press TV. The unpaid fine was not the reason why Ofcom ended Press TV's licence. Geoffrey Alderman, the British historian and occasional Press TV contributor, attacked the Ofcom decision, and called for it to be reversed. He described the action by Ofcom as thoroughly deplorable as well as palpably cynical. Defenders of Press TV, including Alderman and the broadcaster's legal representative, Farouk Bajwa, have referred to a formerly secret American diplomatic cable dated February 4, 2010. Later released by WikiLeaks, it says the British government was at time exploring ways to limit the operations of the IRIB's Press TV service. This exploration was in response to the jamming by the Iranian government of broadcasts by the BBC Persian service and the Voice of America, also mentioned in the document and mentioned by Alderman. Removal from Astra satellite. On April 3, 2012, Munich-based media regulator Bayerische Landeszentrale für Einquartierung Medien announced it was removing Press TV from the SES Astra satellite, as they did not have a license to broadcast in Europe. However, the channel's legal team submitted documents to the court that proved Press TV could broadcast under German law. An administrative court in Germany accepted Press TV's argument and the legal procedures began. Munich's administrative court announced on Friday 15 June that the ban was illegal. Recently, the channel has again been unavailable on Astra 19.2e. Current presenters. Derek Conway, a former British Conservative Member of Parliament, presents Epilogue and Comment, on occasion. George Galloway presents Comment and The Real Deal. Henry Bonsu presents Africa Today on occasion. Carver Harvey, news anchor who presents Economic Divide in the Debate. Lemita Pick presents A Simple Question. Nell Burden presents Coffee in Palestine. Roshan Mohammed Sulik presents The Sun Will Rise. Samson Sees presents The Monarchy. Vwiswa Nobongwana presents Africa Today and Face to Face. Former presenters. Andrew Gilligan is a journalist who resigned from Press TV after he said that taking the Iranian shilling was inconsistent with my opposition to Islamism. Prior to his departure, Gilligan hosted the forum that consisted of a regular discussion show on the station, in which Islamism, and the policies of the Iranian government, were often debated and challenged. Ken Livingstone, a former mayor of London. He hosted Epilogue, a monthly book review program, and Comment on occasion. Shahab Mossavat presented The Four Corners, along with Susan Modares and Jubin Zilvan from 2008 till May 2009, and right up till before the controversial presidential elections of June that year. Lauren Booth presented Between the Headlines, Remember Palestine and the Diaspora. Nick Ferrari, LBC 97.3 host who used to present the forum until 2009 prior to the Iranian elections. Tariq Ramadan presented Islam and Life, until early 2014. Yvonne Ridley, a British journalist. External contributors. Manuel Oxenreiter, far-right journalist and editor of the radical right-wing magazine Zooast. Ali Ansari, head of Iranian Studies at St Andrews University, Scotland, Huzhang Amir-Ahmadi, director of American Iranian Council, Rutsby Ali Abadi, director of Global Growth Partners, Kevin Barrett, Holocaust denier and former university lecturer, Jane Calvary, writer and expert on political discourse, Finian Cunningham, anti-war protester, Homer Lesky, former presenter, Hamid Reza Ahmadi, press TV director. Current programs: A Simple Question, a show where your views matter. Presented by Lemma Topic. Africa Today, a analytical weekly review of political, economic and social events in Africa, the world's second largest continent. Coffee in Palestine, a show that talks about politics in Palestine where the audience's opinion gets heard. Filmed in Ramallah. Comment, a live show from London hosted by George Galloway. The format allows a studio audience to ask the presenter questions or argue with him. Economic Divide, a show recorded in Tehran and hosted by news anchor Kaveh Ave. The show takes a look at world economies, the power of major banks, the stock markets, and its effect on democracy, and the distribution of wealth around the world. Face to Face, 25 minutes weekly show with interviews with people from different backgrounds. Hollywood Cut, a show investigating Hollywood's role. In Focus, 25 minutes twice weekly show with a report documentary from a press TV correspondent. Inside Out, a 25-minute magazine show exploring the U.S., produced and presented by Susan Moderes. Iran, a 25-minute weekly show covering topical issues on Iran, plus reports and interviews on major cultural events held in the country over the week. Iran Today, a twice-weekly analysis of major political, economic, cultural and social events concerning Iran. It was formerly produced by Jibin Zorvan and Amir Tajik. Islamic Awakening show hosted by Ahmad Hanif. Middle East Files, a show that talks about the politics in the Middle East. The format is that there are 3 files per episode. Press Plus, a show that gives the latest technology updates. Presented by Reza Nabi. Reporters File, a weekly reportage-oriented program, dealing with various Iranian and world stories, from a local correspondent's perspective. The show was formerly produced and hosted by Jibin Zorvan. It is now produced and presented by Saeed Pourreza. Spotlight, a show about developments that affected people's lives. The Chronicles, a book review show with interviews with the author and critics. Presented by Derek Conway. The Debate, a 25-minute debate show presented by the news anchors. The Monarchy, a show all about Britain's politics. The Sun Will Rise, a show all about Palestine. Presented by Roshan Mohammadslid. Former programs: alternate reality video clips from around the world showing the iniquities of globalization, looking at power, money and injustice. American Dream, a weekly program giving a warts and all picture of life in the USA from ghettos to gated communities to the White House. Autograph, 25 minutes weekly interview with academics, authors, politicians and dignitaries encompassing a whole range of different topics from cultural to highly political issues. The program was produced and hosted by Susan Moderes. Behind the Talks, the program that took a look at Iran, unregistered trademark as proposals on the objectives of talks with the 5+1 in Istanbul and Baghdad. Between the Headlines, a review of the day's headlines hosted by Mark Watts, Lauren Booth, Afshin Ratansi, Amina Taylor and Jan Fosgard, aired live from London. Big Story, a show that explores the truth about Britain. Hosted by Amina Taylor, Canon, a 25-minute weekly show debating the legal perspective on the social and political issues around the world. Scene Politics, a weekly 25-minute show. The show examined current cinematic releases, and explored the underlying political and social issues that shaped them. Diaspora, a program presented by Ken Livingston and Derek Conway. This program pursued the life of Palestinian refugees who are now residing in Britain. Each episode shows hardships imposed on different individuals who have different stories. Double Standards, a program presented by Afshin Ratansi. This program was talking all about politics. Broadcast from the heart of London, Energy World, a 25-minute weekly show, dealing with current energy issues together with their political undercurrents, presented by former Russia Today host Amanda Burt. Epilogue, a 25-minute weekly program on literature, featuring interviews with writers and critics, hosted by Derek Conway, Bob Stewart, Hugo de Berg and James Whale. Eurofocus, a presented by Roshan Mohammed Salim Fariena ALll, offers a weekly roundup of news and features from all over Europe. Four Corners, a 25 minutes of live daily news commentary panel discussion. The show covered critical news stories from across the globe. The show was presented by Shahb Mossavat and Jubin Zorvan. Fine Print, a twice weekly show on online media. The show was presented by Amir Arfa. Heart of the Matter, a show where veteran broadcast journalist Alan Hart engages a host of intellectuals, investigative journalists and activists, amongst others, in conversation. Hearts and Minds, a 45-minute panel discussion on U.S. foreign policy produced in New York City. For several months, Hearts and Minds was presented by Alan Weissman after Weissman, Stephanie Woods, a former reporter for the MTV News political news program Street Team 08, assumed the role of host in June 2009 until the program's last broadcast on September 30, 2009. Inside Bahrain, a show that gave the latest updates on Bahrain. Interaction, a show that reviewed the latest press TV programs, news and feedback. Islam and Life, a show presented by Tariq Ramadan that dealt with the challenges and opportunities facing Muslims, especially in the West. Middle East Today, a 25 minutes of daily panel discussion on the region's most news-making events, broadcast live from Tehran and presented by Chris Gelkin, Jubin Zorvan and Matsi Hashimi. It is also aired on weekends, from Beirut by Mariam Saleh and Marlon Dick and Zainab Safar. Minbar, a weekly Q&A about Islam presented by Ahmad Hanif. Money Trail, a 25 minutes weekly exposé of the pay-to-play underworld of money and power produced and hosted by Amir Arfa. My Journey to Islam, a show that interviews famous personalities' journey to Islam. Off the Cuff, another audience-driven program hosted by James Whale and Mike Mendoza. The show focuses on controversial issues where the presenter asks the questions around the theme and the audience express their views. On the Edge with Max Keyser, the show focuses on financial issues. Presented by Max Keyser. Outside the Box, a weekly 25-minute show hosted by Tina Richards. Women's Voice, a program made by Women for Women. The show scrutinizes the status of women in the West and deals with their common issues, challenges and upheavals. World Week Watch, a half-hour roundup of world events by Oscar Reyes and Christiane Bacher. The Link, a weekly debate-driven talk show incorporating both experts and a studio audience dealing with a wide range of political, social, economic, environmental, sports and cultural issues affecting the world at large. The show was presented by Amir Arfa and Jubin Zorvan. Further information on Press TV programs. See also. References. External links, official website, Press TV free streaming, Press TV programs, Press TV documentaries. Official Facebook page, How to watch Press TV for free via satellite in North America, videos, Media War Against Iran, Press TV.